Have you ever made fried ice cream? Have you ever ate it and loved it and want to know how to make it? Let me show you how. I have 3 cups of good old cornflakes that I've ran through the food processor. Then I have 4 cups of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You could also use Cinnamon Life, but I like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch that I have also put in the food processor. I have 1 cup of coconut and about 1.5 cups of pecans. I am going to toast these in a 400-degree oven after I drizzle it with about 1/2 stick of butter. While my butter is melting, I'm going to mix the cornflakes and the Cinnamon Toast Crunch together. You can use a spatula, you can use your hands, you can use a spoon, however you can do it. And I'm also going to pull the coconut into it because all of my children like coconut, so I'm safe there. But they don't all like pecans. Only one of them for sure doesn't. You can guess which one. I'm not going to say his name, the little cutie patootie. He's my fussy guy, and so I don't want to ruin his ice cream by putting pecans in it. So now that I've got that all stirred together, 3 cups of crushed cornflakes, 4 cups of crushed Cinnamon Toast Crunch, 1 cup of coconut, and then I'm going to take about half of it and mix with the pecans, about 1.5 cups. And I'm going to keep this half over here so it's separate. I am melting a 1/2 stick of butter. Just let that finish melting. And I'm going to drizzle it. And we're going to pop this in a 400-degree oven, and we're going to stand very close by to make sure that it doesn't burn, because the coconut will toast very, very quickly. And you don't want burnt coconut on your fried ice cream. We don't want to burn anything on anything, right? So then you just want to drizzle this a little bit. If you get too much, it makes it kind of gummy, and we don't want that. So it really doesn't take much. And then just kind of stir that butter around. It just helps toast it. And what does not taste better with butter on it? I'm gonna stir it a little more. All right, I've kind of kept a line in the middle where I know what has pecans and what doesn't. And I'm gonna put this in my 400-degree oven, stay right with it, and stir it every minute or so till it gets a little toasty. As you can see, this is toasty brown, and I've kept the pecan topping on that side and the non-pecan on this side. Now I'm going to set it up here and let it cool, and while it's cooling, we're gonna get the ice cream ready. I'm gonna do chocolate and vanilla because I have a couple. My little Ratatouille and my Nathan prefer chocolate, so let me grab that. All right, I have a 1/2 gallon of chocolate ice cream that I have put into one of these half steam pans. You know what I mean? I get them at Sam's Club and I use them a lot. They are very handy and dandy. And I have been letting the ice cream set out for a little while to soften so that I can kind of smush it down. And as soon as that topping has cooled, I'm going to sprinkle some on top of this and smush it down a little bit more. And we will put this in the freezer, and then tonight we will cut it into squares and put topping on it, and the kids will have fried ice cream. Now let me wash this and do the vanilla. All right, now for the vanilla, it was a little more than a 1/2 gallon. So these will be a little thicker, which is okay. I think I'm going to even add a little more to the vanilla because I have it. And the chocolate, that was, I only had a 1/2 gallon, but I had a full gallon of vanilla. So we'll just add a little more to this. Make them a little thicker. My children love this, and it's much, much more comfortable as the person making it than getting your hands freezing cold, making these ice cream balls and throwing them into the freezer so they can get a hard freeze, and you can take them out and drop them in a fryer, which is actually how Chi-Chi's did it. And the way I know that is my husband was a manager there many moons ago, and he taught me how to make the original fried ice cream, and I have modified it with the improvements I thought it needed. Did I say that? Let's do a little taste test of the topping. I'm going to do the one with the nuts first. It is so good. You get the butter, the cinnamon, the coconut, and the pecans. That's really good. Now let's try the other one. I used a clean spoon, see? That tastes more traditional because you don't have the pecan. It's delicious. They're both delicious. I would not be sad to have either one of them. So I'm gonna let them cool just a few more minutes. I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna put this back in the freezer, right? Let's do half and half from this one. And you want to put it kind of heavy on top. You know what? I'm going to make some granola this week, and if I don't use all this, this would be a nice addition to the granola, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm going to put just a little bit more. And just kind of pat it down. And now for the pecan. I honestly don't think the kids would have known, even the two that aren't crazy about pecans, because I processed them so fine. I don't think they would know the difference, but I don't want to be mean like that and give them something I know they don't like or think they don't like. And I can tell the difference by looking at it, which side is pecan. Okay, that's kind of pushed down into the ice cream. And I will pop this right in the deep freeze tonight when I go to serve it. I will just cut it in serving size, and I'll show you the finished product later tonight with our dinner, but that's it. Make some. This is maybe things you already have in your cabinet right now. Corn flakes, you know, you could use frosted flakes, I guess. It would be sweeter, and in actually a lot of the fried ice cream, they have you add cinnamon and sugar, but I don't do that because I use the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so there's no reason to add cinnamon and sugar to mine. I am not going to have any of this left over, and that's perfect. And we'll put these in the freezer, and I'll show you later tonight. Whoops!